Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. Things are still falling apart in Kenya Kwanza. The center can no longer hold. Earlier today, Rigathi was in his backyard of Nyeri County, more specifically in Madira constituency, where he threatened to quit government because some top government officials are undermining him. And he made those remarks in respect to the war against illicit brew. We know that Rigathi Gachagua has been leading that war, and for months now, bars across the mountain were closed. But for some days now, these bars are reopening, while Rigathi is saying he was never informed of the reopening of these bars, and is now accusing his area member of parliament as being behind all that. Yes, so Rigathi threatened to quit the government. Moses KURIA, taking to his social media accounts, badly attacked Rigathi Gachagua. CS Moses KURIA, the president of the Federal Republic of Madira, spent a bruising day on a whistle-stop tour of his country with stops in Hiriga, Kabiruini, Ngorano, and Kiamariga states. The president pledged to strengthen the bilateral relations between the Federal Republic of Madira and the neighboring Republic of Kenya. So KURIA is just mocking Rigathi Gachagua. Through these posts, KURIA is just trying to expose Rigathi Gachagua as a village politician who has not yet matured out of the village politics. That's what KURIA is trying to say here. And I agree with Moses KURIA, because from Rigathi's own words and actions, he has proved beyond any reasonable doubt that he has not yet outgrown Madira politics. We all know Rigathi was serving his first term as a member of parliament, Madira constituency, from a first-term MP to a deputy president. So Rigathi was clearly not yet prepared for national leadership. He was still a greenon in Kenyan politics, and more so, he was not yet mature for national politics. And that's why he's talking the way he has been talking. Everything Rigathi says from the lenses of Madira. I want us to dig deep into all this for Kenyans to understand what all this means. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. Why is Moses KURIA attacking his boss, Rigathi Gachagua? And what does that show us about Kenya Kwanza's leadership? The attack by Moses KURIA confirms he has the protection of powers higher than Rigathi Gachagua. And that power can only be William Ruto, the president. So these attacks are being sanctioned, being protected by William Ruto himself and those surrounding him. That goes on to prove that the fight between William Ruto and Rigathi is real. This is a real fight, and as time goes by, it's only getting ugly and uglier. For anybody who was doubting whether Ruto and Rigathi were fighting, this is it. The fight is real. The fight is true. If you look at Moses KURIA, I see KURIA as William Ruto's blue-eyed boy who is actualizing William Ruto's intentions. So it's very clear here, William Ruto has got nothing and does not want anything to do with Rigathi Gachagua. And I won't be wrong to say that if this war continues, then William Ruto's allies might bring an impeachment motion against Rigathi Gachagua. And I'm saying that because instead of the war toning down, it's getting more intense. And in the event of an impeachment against Rigathi being brought to the floor of the House, then Rigathi will go home very early in the morning. And the reason is because he has stepped on several toes, both in the government and in the opposition. So an impeachment motion against him will easily sail through. And just as I did explain in our earlier video, William Ruto set traps for Rigathi, and Rigathi willingly and knowingly snared himself. First of all, he snared himself by fighting bar owners and the illicit brew on the mountain. That was a very big blunder on the part of Rigathi Gachagua. Those bars have been source of livelihoods for several people on the mountain. So when William Ruto cheated Rigathi to fight the bar owners, that was a trap, and Rigathi snared himself. And we still remember last year, Rigathi was just stamping over shareholding government, and he was very brutal on the opposition leaders and their supporters, and more so during protests. Kenyans have not forgotten that. So now, Rigathi has created so many enemies to a point an impeachment motion against him will easily succeed. And again, if you look at the ongoing Gen Z protests, that's also fueling the war between Ruto and his deputy. A section of Ruto's inner circle believe that Rigathi Gachagua has got a hand in some of these protests, that he might be funding a section of the protesters. So that's also causing some tension between these two leaders. And again, if you look at Ruto and Rigathi, these two personalities are people who are very emotional. Damu yao huchemuka haraka. So such individuals cannot harmoniously work together because they are all very emotional and quick to react. They are not patient. And that's why I strongly believe that it's just a matter of time before a loud eruption or explosion is heard in Kenya Kwanza government. And the more the Gen Zs pushes Ruto, the more I'm seeing the split between Ruto and his deputy widening. And this reminds me of Uhuru Kenyatta's warnings, where he warned Kenyans against voting for these two leaders, Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. Instead of serving Kenyans, they are out trying to outdo one another, fighting one another. So these two individuals are not fit holding public offices because, again, if you look on their integrities, they have questionable integrities. The best thing, therefore, they should do is to quit for Kenyans to elect new leaders who are ready, willing to serve them. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Those watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.